Hello everyone, welcome to our mat yoga class with the Prescott Library. Grab a mat, and if you have a yoga strap handy, we'll use that for some of our stretches later on. So let's take a nice big breath in, just bring your shoulders back, holding your chest forward, opening up, and just gently side to side, opening up the body. And reaching up and over to your right. And visualize that you're more up and over, keeping your back pretty straight. And switch sides. And coming up and just dropping your hands forward. I'm pressing my elbows a little bit into my knees, kind of increasing that low back, opening it up. Nice big breath, reaching up and taking a twist towards your right. Take a few gentle breaths in, and as you inhale, kind of unwinding that twist, and as you exhale, deepening your twist. Holding in. Nice big breath coming up and twisting over towards your left, doing the same. And as you exhale and twist, and as you inhale, gently unwind just a little. Nice big breath coming up and just dropping your hands down, coming into a gentle cat stretch, dropping your head. A nice big breath, stretching your chest forward, shoulders back and down. And dropping back. And gently coming up. Bring your right leg out of a nice check mark and a gentle twist and stretching over towards your right foot. Probably feel a good stretch. Low back area, and coming up, and stretching again, and gently walking yourself up. Nice big breath, dropping in a little bit deeper, opening it up. Gently walking up, and a twist towards your left. And reaching up, and just dropping down. Widening both feet dropping forward. You can have your hands right about your knees. You can go a little bit deeper, stretching your head towards me. And coming up, bring your right leg in, stretching towards your left toes, dropping your head in. And coming up. And stretching it again. So you can always keep your hands on your legs, drop them out a little bit wider. And coming up. And dropping in. Up and taking a twist towards your right. And gently coming back around, bottoms of your feet together. And coming in, you don't have to press your knees down, just coming in. This is a bound ankle pose. Sitting up really tall, that's more of the goal, opening up your inner thighs. You can always come a little bit further forward without a huge need for a stretch. No need to deepen it. You'll get a lot out of this, even those smaller movements. Gently coming up, bring your knees together and slowly dropping in. I've got my hands just about mid-thigh, toes pointed towards the sky, and all the way up, and twisting towards your right. And coming up, and taking a twist. Nice big breath, coming back all the way around and just gently dropping in. If you can go a little bit further forward. Just starting with some muscle memory, opening up our thighs, opening up our hamstrings, getting some glute. And while we're here, grab your yoga strap, drop it over your toes and coming up. So with this, you can wrap the strap just a little bit and pulling your body forward. And coming up. You find a few different stretches with this one. I do like using the strap. We get a nice deep stretch without feeling like we have to put our head down on our knees. That's not always accessible for all of us all the time. Drop your shoulders down a little bit, and if you want, you can go down a little bit further, grabbing in closer to your feet. And coming up. Nice big breath. And dropping in again, pulling yourself, keeping your tummy engaged, low back, feeling good. Gently coming up, release the strap on your feet. We're going to use that later. Gently rolling around so you're on your hands and knees. Nice big breath, pressing up. And dropping down, head and tailbone up. Up, pressing up, and dropping it again. I always like doing this cow stretch. I really notice a lot of opening up in my tummy. Roll your toes underneath and just kind of gently pressing yourself in. A nice, gentle child's pose. Nice big breath coming up. Bring it up on your hands and knees. Once more into a cat stretch. Letting your jaws relax. Coming to a nice gentle spot where you feel like your arms are just a little bit further out. Gently over towards your right. You should feel a nice twist in your core. Holding in a gentle balance. Resting down, switching sides. And as you're doing this, really notice that your whole body isn't twisting. It's more of a gentle shoulder stretch. And resting down, coming to a cat stretch. And coming back down, switching again. So I feel like I keeping my shoulders down, lifting up. You can twist your head, looking out towards your fingers. And resting down. Switch sides. So you really should feel your core working. And resting down. Cat stretch again. Roll your toes underneath. Gentle press back. Going to a deep squat. Probably should feel a good stretch right underneath the ball on your heels and your calves. And coming up. Nice hold. See how you can engage your core a little bit more, sitting up straight. Dropping your hands down and coming up. Tailbone towards the sky. Come to a flat back. And dropping it again. This time gently walking your hands out. So keeping your knees bent. Coming into a downward dog. Pressing your tailbone towards the sky, you can bend your knees. And coming back. And a downward dog. And back to our plank. Bring your left knee in, left hand in. Opening up a little side stretch. So if you want to experiment with some balance, you can lift your leg up. Holding real long. You should start to feel that in your core if you're working your tummy. And dropping down. Back into a plank. Switch sides, right hand in. And lifting up, working with some balance. Coming down. Nice big breath back into plank. And a downward dog. And coming back to our plank. Switch sides, right hand in. And lifting up, working with some balance. And lifting up, working with some balance. And coming down. Nice big breath back into plank. And a downward dog. And a downward dog. And coming back to our plank. And a downward dog. back to plank. Bring your knees down, opening up to a child's pose. Nice big breath. Coming back into your plank. And a downward dog. And back into our plank, really engaging your core. You can experiment either starting having a knee down, lifting your leg up. We'll kind of start with this one, a good modification. It's a lot of core and shoulders. And bring your leg back out. And then come back into our downward dog. Now if you'd like to try away from the modification, a full one would be on a plank. Right leg up. Switch sides. Resting down. Coming to our child's pose. Nice breath, pulling yourself up. Rolling your toes underneath. Pressing up again. Holding a space while you stretch. And dropping down, pressing your tailbone up. Your hands up, stretching all the way up. Holding your pelvis in, dropping your shoulders, slight bend in your knees. Dropping your hands down and taking a twist towards your right. And coming back and over towards your left. Feel like you're twisting more from your belly button versus like your knees. And back towards center. And this time bring your knee up. Bring your balance in. And remember, you can always tiptoe, have your toe down. And coming back over towards your left. And dropping down, switch sides. Deepening the twist if you've got it, opening up your body. Once more over towards your left. Nice big breath coming back. Bring your arms down, stepping wide into warrior one, opening to warrior two, and warrior one, and a warrior two. Nice long stretches. If you've got a nice wide stance today, it really helps open up that hip flexor on your left. Nice big breath. Dropping your shoulders down. And once more. And bring your left arm in. We're dropping it towards the floor. And a nice stretch for your hip flexors. And gently opening back. Kind of working a little bit more on your right hip. And forward. And back. So you can bring both of your hands down if you've got the space. Or just keeping one hand on your knee. And now we will do something a little bit different. Bring your hands forward and gently pressing up. Holding in. And dropping back down. Find your place. Coming up to warrior one. And come into warrior three. Gently, a nice long stretch. Coming up into tree pose. And gently coming back, bring both of your feet forward. Nice big breath in and out. Taking a giant step back. Warrior one. And warrior two. And warrior one. I do happen to have a really deep bend. So just having a deep bend, just having your feet a little bit spread apart further. And coming up. And dropping in. Remember, you can always drop it down if you need to. And pressing up. And pressing up. Nice long hold. Pressing yourself up, you can always do a little hop. And if you've got yoga bricks or a chair, you can always use those. Dropping back in. Warrior one. Warrior three, holding in. And then come out when you're ready. And gently coming down. Nice big breath all the way up. And dropping your hands down, a little bend in the knees, walking your feet out. Coming to our plank pose. And back to plank, downward dog to plank. Dropping your knees down. And just slowly dropping in. Little side to side shake. Open up your low back and your hips. And lifting your chest up. And dropping down. And lifting up again. the space. And dropping down. Now once more, pressing up, dropping your head down, kind of looking towards your mat, feet up, reaching towards your feet. And resting down, little side to side roll. Rolling onto your back and grab your mat, or grab your strap. Coming onto your back. Nice big breath in. Lifting your tailbone towards the sky. And dropping in. Lifting up again. Pressing your tailbone up, working on our bridge. Really a lot of glutes being worked on and hamstrings. And dropping down. So grabbing your strap, placing it over your right foot, and then holding on with your left arm, and we'll do a gentle drop out. This really helps stretch with control. And if it's not tight enough, kind of really focus on keeping your pelvis kind of like stuck to the back of the mat. If I don't do that, I tend to roll pretty far over, which really doesn't benefit me at all. And coming up, and a nice rotation over. This feels pretty intense on that IT band from your knee to your hip. So remember, adjust the depth on here. And coming up and opening up. And coming up, switching sides. And bring your foot back up, and this time I'm going to pull your toes towards your head. For most of us, reaching our toes might be a little bit tricky if you've got shorter arms and really long legs, or just the fact that you're really stiff, because maybe this is as high as your leg can go towards your head. So find, see for me, I think about right about up, almost straight up is probably really a delicious stretch today. You can drop your right arm out. Gently relaxing down. Just bring your knee to your chest. And resting down. Switch sides. And holding on to your left leg. Gently dropping open again. Remember, try to keep your pelvis pressed towards the ground. Now this leg really can open up a lot further. It has a deeper space in the inner thigh for me. Gently coming up. So do a lot of work with your hand by pulling that strap up. There we go. So you generally don't have to go too far over and crossing over to feel a good stretch in your IT band from your knee and hip. You also get a lot in the hamstring where it attaches into your glutes. Gently opening up again. And gently coming up. That second time, you might be getting that deeper stretch in there already. And coming up. You're doing the same, kind of pulling your toes like you're lifting them towards your head. Again, keeping your tailbone and your hips really close to the ground. Holding in, and then just dropping your knee towards your chest. And then bring your opposite knee up. Bring your knees in. Just gently, one foot at a time, dropping your feet down. Letting the bottoms of your feet come together, dropping your knees open. Kind of rotate your shoulders and hips as you need to have a little bit of space beneath your low back. Take a few breaths in, bring your arms straight up towards the sky and up over your head. Really open up your rib cage. Taking big breaths in, opening up, and then taking your left arm and grabbing your right a little bit, opening up. And relaxing your hands, grabbing onto your left hand, pulling over. Relax your shoulders down. Coming up and just letting your arms relax open. Notice the rise and fall of your tummy. Nice big breath. Rolling over onto one side. And then gently pushing yourself up. Thank you for joining us today. Namaste.